Richard Simmons's brother is opening up about his life and legacy, almost 3 months after his death, during the late fitness guru celebration of life at St. Louis Cathedral in New Orleans on Saturday, October 5. His brother Lenny Simmons spoke about Richard's life and background as well as how his faith drove him to find his true calling in life. Calling the eulogy God's plan for Richard Simmons, a tribute, Lenny spoke about how his brother was always in search of ways to leave his mark on the world and help others. Richard died on July 13, the day after his 76th birthday. A small funeral was held for him on July 19, and he was buried at the Pierce Brothers Westwood Village Memorial Park and Mortuary in Los Angeles. 2 days before his death, Richard gave what would be his final interview to People, during which he was asked what it meant to be called a legend. He replied, "I don't hear it at all. I don't hear the word legend. I don't hear the word icon. I never lived a celebrity life. I never thought of myself as a celebrity." Here, read Lenny's tribute to his late brother in full. "If you are a person of faith, you believe that God has a plan for all of us. Sometimes his plans take a while to happen. So, how long did it take for my brother, Richard Simmons, to find out what God had planned for him? Let me tell you a little story." Richard was born Milton Teagle Simmons on Thursday, July 12, 1948, at Touro Infirmary Hospital at 11:17 a.m. He was named after his uncle Milton, whose nickname was Dick, so my parents called him Dickie. Our father was Leonard Douglas Simmons, a Renaissance man who started out in show business and vaudeville when he was a teenager. After being discharged from the army at the end of World War I, he went to New York and sang in the chorus on many Broadway shows. He then went to Hollywood to become a motion picture actor in 1927, where he appeared in some of the last silent and first talking movies. Later he came back to New York and became a master of ceremonies at nightclubs. It was there he met our mother Shirley Satin in 1937, and they soon became a couple. Shirley was born Sadie Wachtensky, the third daughter of Jewish immigrants from the small village of Kherson, which now is in Ukraine. Shirley liked modeling and dancing, so she moved to New York from Philadelphia to get a job there. Since this was during the Great Depression, Shirley took any job that she could get, so she became a burlesque and fan dancer in nightclubs. In 1939, our parents came down to New Orleans for my father's 2-week job at a nightclub in the French Quarter. They fell in love with the city, its people and the food, so they decided to make New Orleans their home. After my father was discharged from the Army Corps at the end of World War II, Leonard and Shirley decided to start a family. I came along in 1946 and Richard followed 20 months later in 1948. Dickie and I had a happy childhood growing up in the French Quarter. We attended St. Louis Cathedral Parochial School and went to Mass every Sunday in this beautiful church. We both graduated from Corgesu High School, which is now Brother Martin High School. In 1966, Dickie decided that he had a vocation to become a Catholic priest. He said wanted to help people, but before he went to the seminary, he changed his mind. God has other plans for him. He graduated from Florida State University in 1970 with the Bachelor of Fine Arts degree. He had even spent a semester in Florence, Italy, studying art and design. After graduation, Dickie, with diploma in hand, went to New York City to find his dream job in the Big Apple in commercial art, but because of a recession that year there were no jobs available. He came back home to New Orleans dejected, and Mom got him a job at Maison Blanche on Canal Street selling men's shirts and ties during the Christmas season. After the holidays, Shirley helped him get a position being a sales representative for Cody's Cosmetics, the same company that Mom was employed as a cosmetic consultant at Maison Blanche. Dickie decided he needed a more professional name, so he started calling himself Richard Simmons. Sadly, we lost Richard the day after his 76th birthday on July 13, 2024. I lost my only brother, but all of you lost a friend, a teacher and a motivator. When my wife Kathy and I were flying back home to New Orleans from Los Angeles after attending his funeral with only 8 people at the service, we made a promise to my brother that we would have a celebration of his life in his own hometown. We are all so grateful and humble for the outpouring of love and support that you are giving my brother. I want to let you all in on a little secret. Richard is wearing his tank top and shorts underneath his clothes just in case God's final plan for him is to get all the angels and saints in heaven into shape. Richard Simmons will forever be sweating with the holies.